What if the biggest clue wasn't the two of them at all, but the people watching them? One stolen glance between staff members. One quiet, knowing smile. And fans across the entire world completely lost their minds. Keep watching, because what unfolded in that room after the press conference will genuinely send chills down your spine. Hi, Malik here, and welcome back to the channel. In our previous video, international fans were absolutely floored by the way these two walked out of that press conference together. The stride, the distance between them, the perfectly synchronized pauses. Viewers from all over the globe said it looked just like a couple who had spent a lifetime by each other's side. People were sharing that footage on every platform imaginable, and the comment sections were absolutely overflowing with reactions from fans in dozens of different countries. Nobody could stop talking about it. But now the conversation has taken a completely new direction. People are no longer focused only on the duo themselves. The real obsession has shifted, and it has shifted toward the atmosphere in that room, the unspoken energy floating through the air, and most importantly, the reactions of the people standing closest to them. The moment the cameras pulled back following the retirement press conference, something remarkable was captured on film. The expressions flickering across the faces of nearby staff members are now circulating at lightning speed through international fan communities. Clips are being shared, paused, replayed, and analyzed frame by frame. And the single detail that everyone keeps coming back to? Two staff members briefly locked eyes with each other and smiled. It lasted only a few seconds. A blink and you would have missed it entirely. But the response online has been nothing short of explosive. That smile was loaded with meaning. It wasn't just a casual grin. Everyone in that inner circle already knows the real story. Those faces said more than any press statement ever could. Remarks like these are pouring in by the thousands, and they just keep multiplying with every passing hour. And honestly, the energy in that room was far from ordinary. The instant those two began strolling side by side in silence, the staff didn't step in. Nobody looked caught off guard. Nobody shifted uncomfortably or exchanged worried glances. They simply smiled, gently, warmly, as though they were completely at peace with everything unfolding right before their eyes. There was no tension in that space. There was no heaviness. Instead, there was something softer, something almost celebratory, quietly humming beneath the surface of that entire moment. Overseas fans immediately zeroed in on this detail because here is the thing, a routine retirement press conference simply does not produce that kind of energy. That level of warmth, that degree of ease, that particular quality of calm just does not happen by accident. It just does not work that way. A comment from a Canadian fan went viral almost instantly. The people closest to them are acting like they have known the whole truth for a very long time. In the United States, fans were writing. The expressions on those staff members' faces revealed absolutely everything words failed to say. In Australia, viewers pointed out that not a single person in that room seemed even remotely unsettled by what was happening. The sentiment was identical across every country. The people in their inner circle figured it out ages ago, and they have been carrying that knowledge quietly, patiently, with full hearts ever since. And when you revisit everything we have examined in earlier videos, it all starts clicking into place in a way that is hard to ignore. Think back to the silence, two individuals communicating without uttering a single word, finishing each other's thoughts through nothing more than a glance or a subtle shift in posture. Think about the eye contact, locking in at the exact same moment every single time, without any apparent effort or coordination. Think about the way they moved together, breathed together, existed in the same space together with a naturalness that most people spend decades trying to build with someone. And then the simultaneous retirement, both choosing to step away from the absolute pinnacle of their sport, at the peak of their abilities, at the identical moment in time. That is not a coincidence. That is a decision made between two people who are deeply, unshakably aligned in every area of their lives. And then there were the words of Masami Takahashi, spoken not long before all of this unfolded. The greatest partner on the ice can become the greatest partner in life. At the time those words landed softly. But looking back now, in the context of everything that followed, they carry an entirely different weight. Every single piece is beginning to fit together with remarkable clarity. That is precisely why the staff's reaction carries so much significance. Because here is the detail that truly stood out above everything else. Not a single person in that room looked surprised. Let that sink in for a moment. A sudden, joint retirement from two of the most celebrated and decorated names in their sport. An announcement that shook the entire sporting world. That should have created an atmosphere thick with tension, disbelief, and a kind of grief that comes with watching greatness step away. There should have been stunned faces. There should have been heavy silences of a very different kind. Instead, the room was calm. It was tender. It was almost peaceful. Every single time a staff member's gaze drifted toward those two walking together, a smile followed, effortlessly, naturally, without a moment's hesitation. This reaction has ignited a deep and growing sense of certainty among fans worldwide. A viewer from France wrote, "It genuinely feels like the people surrounding them have already been told everything, and they could not be happier about it." In South Korea, the very same footage spread rapidly with the caption, "The staff's reaction was the single most revealing sign we have seen throughout this entire story." And the reason that matters so profoundly? Because you simply cannot manufacture that kind of response. You cannot rehearse it, you cannot direct it, and you absolutely cannot fake it on camera in an unguarded moment. Human beings only smile that authentically, that openly, that warmly, when they feel completely at ease, when everything around them feels right and settled and full of quiet joy. That is precisely why those few fleeting seconds of footage stirred something deep in people watching from every corner of the globe. So let me put this question directly to you. What did you feel when you saw those smiles? Was it just a polite, surface-level gesture from people doing their jobs? Was it a loaded, knowing look shared between people holding a beautiful secret? Or do you genuinely believe the people surrounding them have understood the full truth all along and have been quietly rooting for them this entire time? Share your perspective in the comments below. I take the time to read every single one, and your thoughts always mean a great deal to this community. Some of the most insightful observations I have ever come across have come directly from you, and I never want that conversation to stop. And coming up in our next video, we're going deep on the final glance, that one split-second moment that had the entire world unable to look away, unable to breathe, unable to explain what they were feeling. Why did that one brief look make millions of viewers feel something so powerful they could not put it into words? There is a far deeper emotion buried just beneath the surface of that moment, a layer that most people missed on the first watch, and the answer might genuinely catch you completely off guard. If you do not want to miss it, hit that subscribe button right now and switch on your notifications. I will have it in front of you before anyone else does, and trust me, you are going to want to see this one. The unhurried, tender gazes from those staff members were not accidental. They were not polite professionalism. They were a quiet testament to something far more meaningful, a deep and genuine admiration, a loyalty forged through years of shared struggles, shared triumphs, shared sacrifices made behind closed doors where no cameras were rolling. A warmth that simply could not be contained any longer, and that reached right through the screen to touch people watching from thousands of miles away. That is the kind of connection that takes years to build, and a lifetime to fully appreciate. Thank you so much for staying until the very end of this video. Your support genuinely fuels everything we do here, and the observations you leave in the comments are read, valued, and treasured every single time. These two have always been surrounded by people who care for them deeply, and that love showed up unmistakably in every single smile caught on camera in that room. Their story is far from over. If anything, it feels like it is only just now finding its true footing. The bond between Kihara and Miura is permanent. This community we are building together, right here, is permanent too. This is Hi Malik, and I will see you in the next one.